You've seen it everywhere. Probiotic-packed, antioxidant-rich, and mysteriously fizzy. But what exactly is kombucha made of? In the next few minutes, we'll pull back the curtain, break down the 4 simple ingredients, and walk through every stage of fermentation so you can see exactly how that tangy, bubbly drink comes to life. From a single tea bag to 1,000,000 bottles a day. Here's how it's done, and why the process matters for flavor, safety, and even the planet. Ever wondered what's really brewing in that tangy, bubbly kombucha bottle? It all starts with just 4 simple ingredients: tea, sugar, water, and a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. The SCOBY is the rubbery disc that floats on top and does the real work of turning sweet tea into the fizzy, slightly sour beverage we love. Kombucha starts with just tea, sugar, water, and a SCOBY, but the magic happens in the fermenting jar, where a community of microbes works together to turn a simple sweet liquid into a tangy, effervescent beverage. Now that you know every step, from boiling the tea to bottling the final fizz, you can appreciate kombucha not just as a trendy drink, but as a living, evolving product of microbiology and tradition. First, filtered chlorine-free water, about 1,000 liters per batch, is pumped into a jacketed kettle and heated to a rolling boil. The plant uses a steam heat exchanger to reach 98 degrees Celsius, guaranteeing any wild microbes are killed. Once boiling, 2 to 3 kilos of loose-leaf black or green tea is added and steeped for exactly 5 minutes. While the tea is still hot, 7,100 kilos of white cane sugar is poured in and stirred until fully dissolved, creating a sweet syrup that will feed the SCOBY. The mixture is then flash-cooled to 22 degrees Celsius, using a plate heat exchanger, cool enough to protect the live culture but still warm enough for efficient sugar dissolution. A temperature sensor logs the drop, and an automatic valve diverts the tea to the next stage only when the target is met. Now the tea is at the perfect temperature, no hotter than a warm summer day, so it's safe to meet the SCOBY. The cooled tea is transferred into sanitized stainless steel fermenters, leaving a 2 cm headspace for gas exchange. A mature SCOBY, about the size of a dinner plate and weighing roughly 500 gray, is lowered in with a food-grade nylon net, floating like a rubbery raft. Each tank is sealed with a breathable, 0.2 micron cloth filter that lets carbon dioxide escape while keeping dust, insects, and contaminants out. The plant runs a clean-in-place (CIP) cycle before every batch, using a hot caustic solution, followed by a sanitizing rinse of peracetic acid. Sensors monitor dissolved oxygen, temperature, and pH in real time, feeding data to a central control room where operators can adjust cooling water or add a small dose of nitrogen if the oxygen level climbs too high. Fermentation runs at a tightly controlled 26 degrees Celsius, plus 0.5 degrees Celsius, for 7 to 10 days. Automated probes continuously monitor temperature, dissolved oxygen, and pH. The brew should drift from an initial pH of 6.0 down to 3.6, 3.9. During this phase, yeast, Saccharomyces spp, consumes the sugar, producing ethanol and carbon dioxide. Acetobacter bacteria then oxidize the ethanol into gluconic and acetic acids, giving kombucha its signature tang and a faint vinegar aroma. The plant also tracks the formation of a new SCOBY layer on the surface, an edible, cellulose-rich baby that will be harvested for the next batch. At the end of the primary cycle, a sample is drawn, filtered, and analyzed for alcohol content, typically 0.5, 1.2% ABV, and acid profile. After a week, a quality control technician performs a blind taste test and checks the pH. If the brew is still too sweet, above 4.0 pH, the tank stays on the line for another 24 to 48 hours. The plant also runs a microbial plate test to confirm the presence of the desired Acetobacter and Saccharomyces strains and to ensure no pathogenic mold is present. Once the balance of tartness and residual sugar meets the brand specification, the liquid is pumped to the next stage. The kombucha is transferred to a pressurized bottling carousel. Here, 10% fruit puree, sliced ginger, or a splash of natural juice is added under sterile conditions. Each bottle is sealed under a nitrogen purge to lock in carbonation and prevent oxygen ingress. Bottles then sit in a temperature-controlled conditioning room at 22 degrees Celsius for 2 to 5 days. During this period, any remaining yeast ferments the added sugars, naturally carbonating the drink. A final chill to 4 degrees Celsius halts fermentation, stabilizes the fizz, and prepares the product for packaging. The plant uses pressure sensors on the line to ensure each bottle reaches at least 2.5 volumes of CO2 before it moves to the next step. To ensure shelf stability, the bottles pass through a short pasteurization tunnel, about 70 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes, just enough to knock out any rogue microbes while preserving the live cultures. After cooling, the bottles receive a pressure test to verify the seal, then move to the labeling station where the brand's design, nutrition facts, and batch code are applied. Each case is scanned into the inventory system, ready for distribution. Metal parts are banned. Only food-grade stainless steel and plastic touch the brew. A metal detector scans every bottle before it leaves the line. Any sign of mold, fuzzy black, green, or blue, triggers an automatic reject, and the batch is discarded. The plant also recycles spent tea leaves as compost and treats its wastewater with an anaerobic digester, capturing biogas that powers part of the facility. Over-fermentation is avoided by strict pH monitoring. If the pH drops below 3.4, the batch is diverted for vinegar production. The exact origin of kombucha is fuzzy, but most scholars trace it back to northeast China around 200 BCE, where a fermented tea called tea fungus was prized for its health benefits. It traveled the Silk Road to Japan, Korea, Russia, and eventually the West. The name kombucha is thought to be a Japanese mispronunciation of the Chinese term gongbu cha, tea of the fungus. And that's the factory-scale journey from a tea leaf to the fizzy drink in your fridge. From precise temperature control to automated bottling and rigorous safety checks, every step is engineered to deliver that perfect balance of tang, fizz, and probiotic punch. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, hit the like button, share with a fellow kombucha fan, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Your input matters. Share your ideas for our next video in the comments, and we'll recognize your contribution. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of the fascinating stories behind everyday things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more, click the next video right here.